Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and today I want to talk about my X-Men TV show pitch meeting. So today I'm just gonna focus on the cast as in terms of the characters that I would be having in the show, not like the actual actors because I don't really care for that. But I mean I do. I enjoy Nando's. I think it's Nando's V movies. I think he does that. I love it. One of those. Like my bad if I got the name of the channel wrong. But yeah. Basically the idea here is just to the actual characters that I want in the story and what it's going to focus on, the age range and stuff like that. And then I'll make another video maybe in a few days time that will focus on maybe the pilot or what will happen in the first season, and kind of the idea behind the show and where it would go. So I'd keep it very grounded. So we're gonna get some heavy hitters in terms of like some major characters, but we're not gonna get Jean Grey. We're not gonna get Scott Summers or Cyclops. We're not gonna get him. We're not gonna get Wolverine. These guys are gonna be on missions the whole time, so you'd hear about them and stuff like that, but they're barely there. They're always doing something. They're fighting Magneto. They're saving the world. They're always doing some shit. So you're gonna be hearing lore about these characters throughout, but they will not be in my main cast. Maybe cameo here and there, but probably not. I'd avoid having them in general, because this will be taking place. Let's say each season will take place within like a space of like 6 months or something, and within that 6 month, these guys will not be there. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? Wolverine could be in Japan, and the main X-Men could be out doing doing some other shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? They could be doing anything. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have our heroes move around a lot. Professor X is gonna be there. He's this. So this I'm gonna begin maybe with the older characters, the adult characters. We're gonna have Professor X, Storm, and Hank, or Beast. These are the three main adults that will be there that are known. We're probably gonna create a few extra teachers, characters maybe with like insignificant powers to be teachers, but these guys will be the main big characters that will be in the series. Not like crazy amount, because again they're super important, so the kids don't get to see these guys that much. They see Professor X for like the when you first move into the school, and when you first move into your house for like major key things. That's when you see Professor X. He's not just about, what I'm saying, sometimes he has an assembly and he talks about situations that's happening about the mutation, the mutants against the government, and sometimes he does those type of things. But he's not a person you meet every time. He is pretty open if students want to talk to him, but a lot of time Hank takes care of that position, because he mainly stays within the school, because he's doing science researches and da 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 da, and he's more available than Professor X is, who's super busy doing a lot of different things and talking to governments, and playing politics, and also being a teacher, trying to broker a deal with Magneto and them, and what I'm saying, he's doing a lot of shit, bro. So he's not that available. This is going to be a very political based story, because that's what the X-Men is. The X-Men is about the disenfranchised, the people that aren't treated like humans, the people being different, and that being the cause of other people hating them or fearing them. You know what I'm saying? And the authors basically made that a superpower, and that's kind of why they're mutants, etc. It's people that the world hates. You know what I'm saying? That's really what X-Men is. It's always been political. So I don't want why is it so political? It's about a Holocaust, a guy that survives a Holocaust goes crazy, and another guy that sees the mistreatment of his kind and is fighting for it and is standing up for it. So come on now. It's kind of important. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. These three are the main guys, and then you can have like three teachers that, like, I don't know, name them whatever. It's not really important, and give them powers like they can turn fucking invisible, or they one has super strength, or the other can fucking has photographic memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be insignificant powers, but they're older, they're more experienced, they've lived life, so they still have wisdom to teach. You know what I'm saying? Combat training is handled primarily by Hank, and sometimes Storm. Storm is also going to be super important. She's going to have a strong connection with Wakanda. She's going to still be a queen, but she's more going to be a princess in this one. These guys, I'm aging down everybody a little bit. Um, but she's going to be a princess in Africa, and I'm going to have her be the one that brings Spike to the school. So we're going to begin. Spike is going to be, um, the student we follow in season one, right? He's the main person we follow because he introduces us to the world. You know what I'm saying? And him and Nightcrawler enroll at around the same time, and that's what I'm going to have it as. You know what I'm saying? Actually, no, Nightcrawler, should he be there since that baby? I'm gonna have Nightcrawler also enroll around the same time. So him and Spike enroll at the same time, around the same time. But Spike is the one that we follow. You know what I'm saying? He gets a recommendation from his aunt, which is Storm. Well, why am I talking about the story? God damn it. Let me talk about the characters. I'll do that next episode. I'll do that next video. See, this is how I think. I think like everything at the same time. So that's my problem. So we're going to have Spike. Spike is going to be, I'm going to tell you, I suppose, the background of these characters as well, just so that you know before I say what their role in the story is or what happens to them in season one. But yeah, that's Spike. He's protagonist, let's say, one. Then you have Kurt Wagner, aka Nightcrawler. He's going to be Spike's best friend because the two of them obviously share the whole skin situation, right? Spike gets spikes on his skin, and Nightcrawler is permanently blue, so they bond over that, and they're both brand new students. There's also going to be hella students in the school. It's not going to be completely brimming, because it's going to be new enough. But there's gonna be like a good few students. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be different ages. There's gonna be slightly older people that have been mutants the whole lives, but they're still students because they're learning about the powers, and they don't really want to be superheroes. You're gonna have these type of characters around. So we're gonna say maybe the school consists of like 40 to 50 students. You know what I'm saying? And it's only started not too long ago. Some of the members that have already been to the school since close to its inception would be experienced students, and these are the experienced student group that are in the cast that actually matter in the story. Rogue, Kitty Pryde, Iceman, Jubilee, and Sunspot. You know what I'm saying? These are gonna be the main guys. These are the guys that already go on missions and da 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 da. Spike, and we're gonna talk about that, I suppose, when I talk about the struggles of the season. But Rogue, super important. She's super powerful. She can steal people's abilities. So that's super important. She kind of keeps away from people. I'm actually gonna say Iceman is one of the new students as well. I'm actually gonna say, sorry about that. Iceman is also going to be new. And I'll say Jubilee is also going to be new. All right. And Rogue, Kitty Pryde, and Sunspot are going to be our experienced students. I'm not gonna have too many experienced students because, again, school is new, and also people hop in and leave. Some join Magneto, some just want to go back to their normal lives. You get a lot of that. Some people just try it and see it and they decide, nah, this shit is not for me, and they dip. We're also gonna have Wolfsbane, Berserker, Cannonball. They're gonna be there. They're gonna be quote unquote experienced students as well, but they're not really going to be that relevant to the story. But they'll play minor roles. Yeah, Rogue is super important, obviously, because of her abilities, and I think she's going to play a pivotal role throughout the whole season. I mean, she's also one of the most iconic X-Men characters, so I think it's important to have her. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be just kind of like the typical Rogue that we get. You know what I'm saying? Her characterization was she's going to be, with the southern twang. She's going to be pretty. She's going to be a bit bold, but at the same time, she has great fear of her powers. She's not too angsty, but she does wear gloves, and she kind of keeps her distance to people. But she's best friends with Kitty Pryde, and obviously we know the importance of Kitty Pryde. Yeah, so I'm not trying to say too much. And she has maybe like she looks up to Scott and Jean Grey and Wolverine. She gets along well with Wolverine, but you'll hear these things rather than see these things. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so then Kitty Pryde, obviously Kitty Pryde, man, the intangible queen. She literally is different, man. I love Kitty Pryde in the comic book. She's a pivotal X-Men character, one of the youngest members of the team, and obviously, you know what I'm saying, she's just she's one of my favorite characters. Her abilities aren't too crazy. I mean, they can be crazy sometimes, but I just like that she's, you know what I'm saying, pretty normal. In terms of her abilities aren't like stupid OP, although they can be OP. So it gives room for her to grow a lot. Same as Rogue, because Rogue is afraid to hold too many powers, is afraid to push her limits because she's afraid of hurting anybody by accident, or draining anybody's powers by accident type shit. So Kitty Pryde is going to be one of the key characters. She's going to maybe have a love interest in Spike first. But we all know, you know what I'm saying? We all know her and Spider Man. Her and Spider Man. You know what I'm saying? We all know how her and Spider Man be, bro. So but yeah. But you know, Iceman and Rogue are going to get along. But I'm also going to have kind of ice, the teenagers. So you're gonna have a few things mixing here and there, like, you know what I'm saying. Um, that's it is what it is. But we gonna figure that out as when we talk about more about the series. But yeah, so that's basically how it's going to be. Um, Now we know that in the comics, right, Iceman and Kitty Pryde kind of are a thing as well, right? Yeah, they're pretty much a thing in the comics, but sometimes it's Rogue. Da 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 da. We'll figure it out when we get to the story. Um, okay, so who is our next character? Our next character in the list that I will have for the show. These are the guys that I call. So obviously I didn't talk about too much about Jubilee. Actually, I should probably talk about Jubilee as well. Jubilee is again one character that is pretty great. Um, she's going to be kind of like a Gambit type character, right? She's going to be a bit more bolder. Sorry for the long pause. I was just thinking before saying, but she's going to be, a bit out there. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be the new kid that's causing trouble for some of the more experienced students like Sunspot and them. You know what I'm saying? Um, Sunspot is going to be there too. So he's going to be one of the more experienced students as well. Wolfsbane, Berserker, Cannonball, they will also be there, and there's going to be some made up characters as well. That's just going to be added to kind of fill it out a little bit. And then you're going to have the intermediate characters, and these are the characters that throughout the season, they're not really tied to, let's say, Magneto side or or um or goddamn the X-Men side either. And these are the characters that kind of swerve through in and out, depending on situation. So X-23, Angel, Havoc, Moonstar, and Dorian Lake, or Leak, whatever, Lech, him. But these are the characters. But not all of them will show up in season one. But I just want to let you know my kind of full cast. And then for the villains, you're gonna have Avalanche, and then a created character, Timothy Talansky, which is Todd. Toad's more brilliant little brother. His powers is going to be, he's going to have the ability to basically, like, what's a good ability for him? He's going to be super smart. Yeah, that's what it is. He's going to be super smart, like ultra genius smart. And he's kind of going to be the tech member of the team for the young guys. Um, yeah, and that's, he creates gadgets and stuff like that. That's what he's going to be. Um, but he loves his big brother. You know what I'm saying? He loves his big brother. So he's a bit of a goofball as a result. So he's not just like a smart, quiet guy. No, he's outgoing. He's pretty fun. He's bubbly. That's Timothy Talansky. Then you got Quicksilver. Quicksilver. Now you're going to say, then where the hell is Wanda Maximus? So I'm going to have the Quicksilver died, and this kid, when I talk about the story, you're gonna figure it out. But this kid is, so Quicksilver already died. So, but this kid is going to, because basically I'm trying to fit this into the current Marvel universe simultaneously, right? So Quicksilver is still dead, but this kid has Quicksilver's powers, and there's a secret behind it that I'll talk about when I talk about the actual lore. Then there's Gambit, and come on, that's Gambit. So even though him and Jubilee are enemies, there's gonna be they're gonna have very matching personalities in that way. You're also going to see some relationships between the villains and the good guys, because again, Magneto is a villain but isn't really. He's just a different type of revolutionary than Professor X is, and there's going to be a lot of that. These kids are going to be having a lot of those type of battles, right? Those kind of like belief battles, like, oh, what has Professor X actually done for us type shit. Versus look at what Magneto's doing for us. He's building us a city. I'm going to kind of take a little bit from the Ultimate Comics X-Men run when it comes to that. Yeah, then you got Mastermind, you got Pyro. These are all going to be villains. I don't have too much to say about them, but you know what I'm saying. Mastermind is going to be the leader of the young guys, by the way. You got Avalanche, I think I said him already. And then you have the older villains. You're not going to meet Mystique. You're not going to meet Magneto. You're not going to meet all of these guys because they're too high positioned, right? And so instead, you're going to meet Destiny, Hungen, Arcade, and Deborah Risman. And these are the characters you're going to meet, because I think, these are the intermediates, the people in between the high tiers and the lower run-of-the-mill quote-unquote villains, right? So maybe I should explain some of these guys. 2 seconds. So Sunspot becomes like a living solar panel. He's one of the good guys. I should have like a picture thing here that kind of shows. Avalanche. He's hot-headed, rebellious loner, brotherhood. He's a leader. He's known for his rivalry with straight-laced Cyclops, but I'm going to de-age him, so he's not going to be Cyclops' rival at all. He's going to be younger, but he kind of looked up to Cyclops, but he wants to be like a better version of him type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's not really a super villain like that, but again, societal hatred and contempt for mutants, da 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 da. All of this stuff is on goddamn whatever. You know what I'm saying? Okay, then you got. I mainly want to talk about Mastermind is a telepath. You know what I'm saying? That's his role. So he's going to, as the telepath. Actually, maybe he shouldn't be the leader, because we can't have two telepaths be the leaders. You know what I mean? So I'm actually Avalanche will be the leader, and he kind of keeps the team in check, make sure that they don't go overboard. So you're gonna kind of notice quickly that these guys aren't like super evil. Sometimes they accidentally cause extra damage, but they're not trying to be evil. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to fight for their own cause and for their own rights and for their own freedom. And so it's a battle of kind of good versus good, but just for the sake of ease, I'll call them villains. You know what I'm saying? Obviously the legendary X-23. Everybody knows X-23. Basically a clone of Wolverine, or the daughter of Wolverine, if you may. So she's going to be super important throughout the story, because she causes such a moral gray ground. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be dope to see kind of how she intertwines with both sides. You know what I'm saying? But she kind of feels like she's being used by both. Anyway, we won't talk about that another time. Then we got Angel. But Angel is also going to be an intermediate character. And obviously we know who Angel is. I'm actually, with Angel's character, I think he's not going to want to join either side. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of it, he's just going to be trying to be alone. He's going to try to, like, he doesn't necessarily want to get rid of his wings or whatever. He likes being free, but he doesn't really want to be tied down to anything. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of does his own things. He's kind of going to be like a vigilante in his own way. You know what I'm saying? She's super attractive, so obviously that's eye-catching, but he also got fucking wings, so that makes it kind of tough for him to not stand out. I kind of like the take where his parents are super rich from the X-Men movie, so we might do something like that. But we're going to tweak it out, and we're going to talk more about it when I talk about what's going to happen in the series. Then there's Havoc, who's Cyclops' younger brother. So again, he's going to be intermediate. He's not going to be necessarily good or bad. He's not going to be really on either side, but he doesn't really he doesn't want to follow in his brother's footstep necessarily. You know what I'm saying? He does look up to him, but at the same time, there's contempt there. There's kind of, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of rival there that he fabricated by himself. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So then there is Moonstar. She got psychic projection, and she can basically like cause fear and panic and shit like that. She can project negative shit. Um, so she's going to be one of the intermediate characters as well. Um, then you got Dorian. He can get rid of powers. So obviously you know why Magneto would like to have him on his side. So the goal, one of the goals for the team is to get Dorian, and another goal is to get Angel, and that's the quote unquote bad side, Magneto side. That's the goal, to get Angel and to get Dorian, to get some, and to get X-23 to kind of add to the ranks. You know what I'm saying? And obviously the X-Men are trying to prevent this and want to give these guys an option and say that, look, you don't have to be soldiers, you can actually join us, and if you choose to fight, you fight, and if you don't have to. And that's the kind of the deal behind them. And then we have, wait, there's a character here I wanted to talk about. Talk about Deborah Risman is who I really want to talk about here. Um, so she's the one that creates X-23. So she's going to be working with the Brothers of Evil or whatever, goddamn Magneto and them, in order to get her back. You know what I'm saying? So that's her role. You know what I'm saying? And basically, she promises to help Magneto with tech and you know, with some oversights. You know what I'm saying? Because she works with the government. So she's going to kind of help him secretly with some shit if he can help her get X-23 back. So that's going to be a major plot line. But that's my cast. That's my all the characters that matter for season 1 and maybe 2 as well. What you guys think? Is there any characters you would like to see? I know I excluded some of these characters with an excuse of that they're just not around that much. And the story mainly takes place when they're not around, because again they kind of solve the problems that would arise too quickly and make it too easy. And also they're such big characters. I think it's more impactful when they show up in a later season for like an episode or two, and you kind of see the grandiose. I want you know, the students feel like a greater than thou when they see these guys, and I want the viewers to have the same feeling when they meet these characters. Like, wow, these are the guys we've been hearing about for 2 seasons. These are the guys that da da da. You know what I'm saying? So they're not really gonna show face often. You know what I'm saying? They show up, they might do like a training session, and you just see the difference in quality. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, these guys are really super fucking on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the idea behind it. Anyways, been your boy Supremacy to God. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.